One thing that people will do that is like such a mistake is they'll upload new source feeds to like Meta, right? Like in Commerce Manager, you upload a source feed that is like your original, your catalog. Whenever you run an ad from that source feed, learnings accumulate at that feed level.
Interesting. It's
right?
like a pixel.
It's like a pixel
at that level
in terms of its learnings.
Right.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay. A lot of people don't know that, right? So they'll like launch a new catalog that like maybe will only have the men's stuff that's on sale, right?
But that has to be learned from scratch.
Yes. Now you have to retrain a new catalog.
Interesting.
Okay. And that will just like, it'll never work.
Welcome to Limited Supply, the place for refreshingly real takes on what D2C is really like. I'm your host, Nick Sharma. Let's start talking about money. If you're a seller on Shopify, if you're a merchant on Shopify, you sell e-commerce and you use Shopify, then let me tell you about an app that you absolutely need to use. It's called Aftersell. It's the fastest growing upsell app on Shopify, and it helps you do a few different things. It helps you with post-purchase upsells. It helps you with editing your checkout and also just building an optimized cart drawer. This helps you get higher AOVs, higher UPTs, and cross-sell your products based on what your customers are shopping for. If you have someone buying a backpack on your site and you also sell luggage, you can use Aftersell to cross-sell luggage or vice versa. It's used by over 25,000 brands, including Jones Road, Hexclad, Skims, True Classic, and more. And on average, their clients see an AOV boost of up to 30%. On top of that, from your order confirmation page, you can generate revenue with Aftersell's network offers. If you want to get a demo of Aftersell, go to aftersell.com/limited. Sign up now and get Aftersell free for 60 days for limited supply listeners. Again, that's aftersell.com/limited.
What's up?
What's up, Dan?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
It's good to be here.
Yeah, it's been it's fun. Now you get to be not just listening to Limited Supply.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even know you listened. For me, it's always like, it always blows my mind when people say they listen to it. Because in my head, you know, I'm sitting in this room. It's like a dark room. We've got producer, we've got TVs, cameras. Yeah. But I'm just chilling here alone. And then it goes out into tens of thousands of ears every Wednesday. And when I hear people listen to it, it always blows my mind.
For what it's worth, I thought that the one that you did, the solo one, that was straight value.
I was so nervous.
I could tell. You were nervous, but you shouldn't be, because that was straight value.
Yeah,
really
I truly think by the 9th solo episode, I'll feel really comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But I came to the studio, I tried recording it twice, both failed. Then I think we ended up getting dinner that night, and I might have mentioned it too. And then the next day, I had another studio recording. I ended up canceling it last minute because I got nervous again.
Wow.
And then, because I don't know why.
Why did it fail the first time?
Okay, so one thing I've learned is every time I talk, whenever I'm like actively thinking as I'm talking, my brain is about a sentence ahead of what my mouth is saying. Uh-huh. And so I tend to jumble words a lot or jumble sentences. And when I was doing the solo episode, all I'm doing is like, it's just in my head, it's a constant stream of thoughts and words of what's about to come out, but I'm like 1 to 2 sentences ahead in my head.
Oh man.
And then when I say it, I jumble my words. This happens a lot when I'm if I talk to a new brand and we're talking about, let's say, a website, and I'm thinking of all the cool things we could do for their site, and then I start jumbling words again. But anyways, that was one, and I think another one was, it was also the first time I've recorded something where there's only one other person in the room. Usually it's like me and Moise, and then we've got our producer.
Right.
So it felt super awkward. I was like, oh, do I sound stupid? Not only do I sound stupid, are they judging me for sounding stupid? But
it's a different flow, but for what it's
totally
worth,
different flow.
I thought you nailed it for what it's worth.
Thank you.
There was a good reception to that.
Yeah, actually people did like it.
Yeah.
I was really excited by that and motivated by that.
The way it's like the newsletter is just pure value.
Right.
Boom, boom, boom. Like this was that podcast version.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really,
Yeah, a lot of people liked analogies too. So I think I got to work on more analogies.
The club, breaking into the club with a crowbar.
Yeah, and like that's a funny example too. That thought just came to mind as I was talking.
Yeah.
And like that's just how my brain works. Like when I think of, how do you explain something like the value of attention? You have to like explain it like trying to get in the back door of a club using a crowbar to open the door. That's how valuable that shit is.
Yeah. You were just riffing.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Well, this is also fun because this is the first time I've had like a friend on the podcast that's like a friend outside, not just an industry friend, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we hang out.
Yeah, we hang out a lot. But yeah, it's been fun. So Dan, we haven't known each other super long, but long before we knew each other, I've always been interested in the world of catalog ads. I don't know, do you know Kevin Simonson? He started an agency called Metric Digital, which sold to W Promote. Super successful. He did all the early acquisition for Marine Layer and Viore and SoulCycle and all these amazing brands. He was actually our agency when we were at Hint, and they had built, I think, some of their own internal software because they had Bonobos as a client to get feed management going properly, and especially for high SKU count.
Yeah.
And so I've always been interested in the world of DPA, and every time I ran DPA, I always thought it was fascinating that you could almost create these like programmatic style ads within Facebook or Instagram. But then I came across Marpipe not too long ago. Or actually, when you first started Marpipe, we got in touch, and I remember making an account and playing around with it.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is insane. I can go in and drag and drop whatever and make a template, and then that just gets immediately replicated, and Marpipe takes care of all like the technical aspects to make that happen, which is also, especially up until now, feed management and feed, like just dealing with the feed has been so complicated.
Yeah.
But then using Marpipe, then we didn't use it much.
When you made that account a long time ago, and we didn't really know each other, we saw Nick Sharma made an account.
Yeah.
We're like, oh shit. Like, does everything work?
Well, do you remember what our deal was? I was like, hey, I really want to use this as a test. If I use it and like it, and I mention it or talk about it, or maybe intro you to somebody, like, can I get an account for a year? For free. And you were like, we can do 12 months.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, bet. I got 12 months to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
But then we never really like used it. I never used it. And then recently on the Sharma brand side, we've just found so many clients where it's like, oh, this is such an easy one to put into Marpipe. Also, I think we found out like we really built out our design stack or our design team. So now using our design team with the technology that you have is like the ultimate combo.
You guys are in there. You guys are working the system. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, let's start with this. What makes you qualified to talk about catalog ads, DPA ads? Today, I want today to be like a masterclass on catalog, DPA, and especially for people who don't understand like the importance of using it or running it alongside what they're already doing.
Yeah. I came prepared for a state of DPA.
Let's do it.
And I want to do a deep dive. I've got some hot new stats, some fresh data for everyone. I think it's going to be a good one.
Amazing.
So what makes me qualified to speak on DPA? I mean, I run a company called Marpipe. That's a platform that powers DPA creative, like across all platforms. So not just Meta, but also like Snap, Pinterest, programmatic for the world's largest brands. We work with like international retailers like Champion, Kate Spade, Bloomingdale's, Paramount. And then we work with actually a lot of the like DTC brands that you've actually had on this show. So like True Classic, Open Store, Ridge, Simple Modern, right? So those folks. So we run a lot of DPA, and we've been doing it for a long time. Also, side note, DPA and catalog ads are the same thing, right? That means the same. So we're going to use
DPA stand for, just for context?
Dynamic product ads.
Okay.
Right. So dynamic product ads, same thing as catalog ads. Sometimes people get confused when we use those terms interchangeably. There's no difference. It's the same thing. So we power DPA creative for just a bunch of like the fastest growing, biggest brands. DPA was like not really a big thing like 2 years ago. It's a really big thing now. It's growing really quick, and it's going to be even bigger in a few years. And so we kind of found ourselves like at the right place at the right time to kind of capture all of these folks who are trying to figure out the world of DPA. And it's a really misunderstood thing because like a lot of people talk about image creative, UGC, video creative, because it's fun to talk about, right? Like as marketers, that's what we want to talk about because it's interesting.
Shiny object.
Yeah. So like, we want to talk about creative strategy, and that's fun because as marketers, we get to build brands. Like that's why I got into marketing.
Yeah.
I thought like, man, it's so cool how people designed ads and how that influences other people. So when we talk about ad creative, like DPA really gets sidelined in that conversation. And so a lot of people like either have misconceptions about it, don't know how big it really is. A lot of people are surprised to learn how big DPA actually is. And then when they need to dig in, there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of problems they might encounter. And so we built a software that really just like helps people navigate that whole journey and run really good, high performing DPA.
Yeah. Whenever I talk to a brand, or whether it's like, to pitch them or just talking to them, and they're like, well, what's the point of using like a Marpipe as a tool? I just Google enriched catalogs library Marpipe and click the first link, and it's just the best example. It's like, well, you could have this image in front of a white background, that takes up 20% of the space, and you've got the rest of that oceanfront real estate around the image that's just white. Or you can turn it into, 7 different design templates that don't even end up looking like DPA ads.
Yeah.
But they get that like express lane on the highway when it comes to those ads being served.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's just like for people who don't know how DPA works, maybe like real quick, we cover just like the basics of why even do people need to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Perfect. Let's start there.
So like normal ad creative, you design an image or a video and you just upload it to the ad platform and like put money behind it.
Right.
With DPA, you're not uploading a creative. You're actually like uploading essentially a spreadsheet of all of your SKUs. It's your product catalog, right? So every business, whether you know it or not, has a feed management tool that they use it's like a live spreadsheet of all of your products. If you don't pay for one that you're aware of, then you're just probably on Shopify's default built-in like baby one.
Right.
And you just plug the spreadsheet essentially into the platform, and the platform reads the spreadsheet. It'll read all of your SKU data, and it'll say like, okay, you have a brown leather shoe here between the $70 to $80 price range, and it'll try to show the picture of that product to other people that it knows are probably shopping for, a brown leather shoe in that price range, right? So at a basic level, that's how it works. You're uploading a live spreadsheet. It's not sexy, but it works really well. But the way it looks is like, it's just the ad that's served. I'm sure you guys have all seen catalog ads. It's like just a product image on a white background. It's the same image that appears as image number 1 in the PDP. That's not good ad creative.
Yeah.
Right? You're like losing out on the opportunity to like brand it, to like put value props, anything you would put in your image ad creative, like testimonials, value props, colors, right, should be in your catalog ads too. And the problem that we solve is like, we just, help brands like design that, right? So we ingest catalogs and help design it. But I think that one of the things we could deep dive on is potentially like how to approach like catalog ads and catalog ad like strategy.
Yeah.
So for this show, we recently pulled like some data that actually shows like how crazy catalog ads have become in terms of both like scale and performance, like across Meta in general.
Yeah.
So I wanted to
let's do it.
Hit you with some bangers.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Give me the bangers.
Okay. I want you to guess this. Okay. So right now Marpipe is connected. We're connected to over 650 ad accounts. There's some really big ones, a bunch of really big ones in there. And we're tracking across those 650 plus accounts, we're tracking about 3% of global ad spend on Meta. So not a huge amount, but enough to get like a sample size. So we pulled recently some data on what percentage of the ad spend across all those accounts do you think is catalog ads versus non-catalog ads? So non-catalog ads is just like image ads, video ads, anything else. What do you think the number is, the percentage that is ad spend on catalog ads?
Well, hold on. What's the 3%? That mean
3% of global ad spend on Meta is what we're tracking.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, got it. Okay. Wow. Across 650 brands is 3% of entire ad spend?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, but it's some big ones.
Yeah. Okay, so percentage that are catalog ads, 15%, 20%?
Kind of close. It's 24%, right? Wow. So around 1/4 of all the ad spend that we can see is catalog ads. And that's usually surprising to people.
Yeah, that
is surprising.
They're
like, whoa, that's
I was trying to go high.
You were trying to go high?
The homie move is to go low.
Yeah, before, like 2 years ago, catalog ads were nowhere near this ad spend. You did not see catalog ads as like taking up this much real estate.
Not at all.
In ad accounts.
Right.
And so they've
It was always like the retargeting thing that has a decent click-through rate because it's somewhat signal-based, but it still never looked that great.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was retargeting, right? And it like, it cleaned up. It cleaned up a little, but you really couldn't scale it. So now people are scaling the hell out of it. We could talk about how, why DPA is working so much better today than it was before, what brands could do to take advantage of it. But I have some performance stats I can share.
Let's hear it.
On like how well. So a lot of people are like, DPA looks dumb. So there's no way like it can perform in terms of click-through rates and ROAS. It can't perform as well as like our other stuff, like UGC or whatever, right? So this is fresh data. We're coming to you live. This is never before released. We just ran this morning.
Unlimited supply first.
Unlimited supply first. We ran this analysis this morning, and we've got some. Actually, I was shocked to see this this morning, and I was like, I can't wait to jump on.
Yeah.
Okay, so the average click-through rate for all ads, including catalog, non-catalog, the average click-through rate, 2.1%. Okay. So the average click-through rate for non-catalog ads is 2.01%, so just 2%. Right?
Okay.
And then the average click-through rate for catalog ads is 2.3%. So like you're looking at, like a difference between like 2% and 2.3 in click-through rate, average across the board.
Right.
When you look at enriched catalog ads, so the original ones are non-edited. Enriched, it means that there's some sort of creative variables introduced.
That's what Marpipe does.
Right. 2.4%. So you look at non-catalog ads is 2% and enriched catalog ads 2.4. Right. That's for click-through rate. For ROAS, you have all ads, average is 5.2 ROAS.
Okay.
Non-catalog ads is, so like image, video, 4 ROAS. Catalog ads, 7.25.
Wow.
For enriched catalog ads, for anything that's edited, it's 8.18. That's the average.
Wow.
So you're
that
dealing.
Could be a huge difference at the end of the year.
I was just surprised to see this, like the scale of the difference this morning when we pulled the numbers, to be honest.
That's pretty crazy.
I feel like we got to put that on the site somewhere.
Yeah, totally.
But when people see the scale of catalog ads, they're like, why is it that they're growing so much? And I feel like we've got several theories behind why.
Can I tell you my theory?
What's your theory?
My theory is that the same way media consumption has shifted everything to a For You page and like a recommended algo, I think the same thing is going to happen on the ad side. Like Facebook's going to take away targeting and everything is going to be a recommended ad, like a catalog ad or a dynamic product ad based on the actions that they can track. And it's going to go directly to a PDP or a shop experience within an app. Yeah. And I think by next year, if you don't have crazy catalog creative and you don't have insane PDPs, you're behind.
Often I like use the example of like, what is the most optimized landing page on the entire internet? I think it's the Amazon product page.
Yeah.
That template, can you imagine, like they A, B, C, the Z test that all day, every day. It's like there's no single page on the internet, I think, that has been optimized for purchasing more than the template for the Amazon like purchase page, right?
Totally.
And one of the biggest things in that, in that page is like you look at a product on Amazon, you see like the picture, you see the price, the stats, all that, and then right below that you see the you may also like, and it'll show you like comparable similar products, and it'll show you the main differences, right? And the catalog ads are essentially like the ad version of that placement on the product page. Because like ad platforms already know what you're shopping for. So when they are able to serve you like other products that are similar to ones you're looking for, that has an amazing impact on clicks and conversions. Right. The creative actually matters a lot less. In that scenario. And that's not something you can do with like image ads or video ads. Like you make a video ad about like your hero SKU, you can't do that. You can't take advantage of that delivery system that matches SKUs with people who are looking for something similar. So that's one of the reasons why it's like so effective for discovery these days. But It also, like, algorithms in general right now are becoming a lot better at matching buyer intent with product SKUs.
Totally.
One of the big things that's powering that specifically on Meta is Advantage Plus and Meta Shops. So those two things have been like so huge in terms of getting this, like, giving signal back to the platform, and a lot of like attribution on like what people want to see, so that people can actually like scale DPA for the first time for genuine true prospecting and discovery.
Right.
It like hasn't been done before, and only recently have platforms really cracked that code. So now brands are taking a lot of like full advantage of that.
Have you ever wondered how brands like Jones Road and Hexclad are optimizing their customer journeys by increasing AOV and post-purchase upsells? Well, they all use Aftersell. Aftersell is used by over 25,000 brands and has been shown to boost your AOV by up to 30%. Not only that, but they also have a proprietary network offers feature that has generated tons of net revenue for brands like Perry Ellis, True Classic, and American Eagle. This allows you to drive sales on your own site and add additional revenue through showing ads in your post-purchase funnel. If you're interested to learn more, get a demo at aftersell.com/limited. Sign up now and get 60 days of Aftersell free for limited supply listeners. Once again, that's aftersell.com/limited.
I even think back to like when I spoke at the Snap Advertiser Summit, like catalog ads for them, DPAs for them are even becoming huge on platforms that are not even just Meta or like programmatic display catalogs, you know? Like I think we're seeing catalog ads now show up on TikTok too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot happening in the world of catalog.
So Snap, there's something we're partnered pretty closely with them. So there's some things we can't say, but they're investing a lot into their DPA capabilities. And obviously so is Meta, right? You look at Meta and they're always opening up, like, so there's like Meta frames, which they're trying to improve. But then they're opening up so many new like possibilities and things you can do with catalog ads. So like in terms of just engineering resources, right? You see platforms pouring so much more attention into this format because they're trying to centralize, like obviously Meta is really bold about trying to, make people use Meta Shops. A lot of people are trying to like take advantage of all of the data that can be captured on Meta Shops, and catalog ads is like a really effective way to do that.
Yeah,
So,
totally.
Yeah.
Sweet. Let's get into some of the tactical stuff.
I've got like 5 big things.
Okay.
5 big strategic things for people who are approaching catalog ads. Okay, so number 1, and we see this mistake a lot, don't try to use DPA for anything that it's like not intended for. DPA is intended for like one thing, and it's straight conversions, right? It's pure like drive to the product page that the product image is connected to and sell right there. Don't use it for like branding, lead gen. Those are like kind of easy ways to go wrong. And if you're not a conversion-oriented brand, I'd be cautious about engaging with DPA.
What's an example of like a non-conversion oriented brand, or like something that somebody thought was a good idea but actually wasn't?
Like B2B, for example.
Okay, got it.
So
basically just gaming that spreadsheet that you mentioned earlier to try to use the DPA highway versus the evergreen.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
Cool.
Exactly. Number 2 is use product sets. Essentially, within catalog ads, you're able to like segment your products into like for example, if you're like in women's apparel, right? You can have product sets that show only specific collections at a time. Those are really effective. We get this all the time. Like someone will be like, I tried catalog ads, I tried DPA, doesn't work for me. And then we'll just like take a look under the hood and see like all of these things that the setup is kind of complicated. So getting the setup right is important. And one of the biggest things that people don't do when setting it up is using product sets intelligently. So being able to say like, hey, this is the like men's collection, this is the women's collection, kids, right? Or like new drops, things like that, right? That goes a really long way in telling the algorithm what to show to what kinds of people. The algo reads everything in the product, even the description of your product and everything is all read. So the more information you give the algo, the better the catalog ads will perform.
In that collection, is there a certain number of SKUs you want to aim for? Is there too many? Is there too little? Like what is the right number there?
This goes into a common myth. Okay, so common myth is that I need to have a lot of SKUs to use catalog ads. This myth is kind of true. It's not that you need to have a lot of SKUs to get a lot out of DPA. So for example, We have a big brand that everyone knows. It's like if you go to a nice hotel, this brand is in the mini fridge, and they have 5 SKUs, and they crush it on DPA. They do really well. 5 SKUs. That's, I think, the lowest SKU count we've seen in terms of like at scale DPA. So it's not that it can't work. It's just that the more SKUs you have, the better it is.
And like, why does that 5 work? Is it because they have different collections that from a creative standpoint have different angles into Facebook, or is it that they just test so many versions of it?
One, they have like a really well in terms of the feed gives a lot of information about the product. So the more built out, like you want to have as much data about each SKU as you possibly can.
And
so
that,
like,
you're talking about like product description or like dimensions, weight,
all of that.
So you're saying
the
more stuff you can have feed in, the
Yes.
better Facebook and Snap, they can read this information.
Exactly.
And then sort of know where to go.
Exactly. Okay. So they have a really well set up feed. And then also they have like a product that has really clear value. If you just showed the product image, it wouldn't make sense alone, but you have to like combine it with some text to explain the function, right? And then it makes a lot of sense. And this is common for categories like where the product is like in a tube or in a bottle or in something like that, where like the packaging makes it hard to like clothing is really straightforward,
right?
But like they were able to add context that was necessary in order to like create the product images that led to the discovery to happen.
Got it.
So so it worked for them, but it's rare. It's more rare to see like a low SKU count.
Yeah, where do you find like the average, like, you know, if I'm a brand with 10 SKUs, am I a good fit? Like, is it 25 SKUs better? Like, for somebody who's listening, like where should they be like, all right, I should try it, or it's probably not worth it?
I would say that if you have more than 50 SKUs, you should give catalog ads a really good spin.
Yeah.
If you have less than 50 SKUs, I would say that the probability goes down that catalog ads will work for you. It doesn't mean you shouldn't test it, but it means that it's less likely to work. If you're over 100 or 150 SKUs, you should be crushing it with catalog ads.
Anything around like price point?
No. Okay. This is also a common myth. That's a good one. So, okay. People are like, oh, my price point is too low for catalog ads, or sometimes my price point is too high for catalog ads, right? So no such thing, right? We work with companies like GoPuff. You can order something that's like $4 on the app, right?
Bottle of Gatorade.
A bottle of Gatorade and have it delivered to you, right? Or we have like jewelry companies and furniture brands that have AOVs that are in the thousands of dollars,
right?
Like Raymour and Flanigan or David Yurman, right? And so you get like actually like a really wide range of AOVs. Doesn't make a difference. Works for all of them really well.
Nice.
So that's a common myth.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah,
we got 2 of them out.
Yeah, we did. Okay, the other thing is, and this one is important for brands who are starting out or brands who are sort of, I guess, like preparing to take advantage of DPA. It's product image quality and consistency. In a world where DPA is becoming way more effective as an ad unit, you really need to pay attention to your product images. Some brands will come and they'll be like, you know, we have all these SKUs and we have like bad product images. So like,
and when you say product images, you're talking about the white background image?
Yes.
Okay.
The original.
Yeah, the original shot.
Okay, so you want to have, for each SKU, you want to have several images of the product that are like from different angles that show it in whatever makes sense for your product. You want to have several images of it. And then you want to have like in use or lifestyle images. So if it's clothing, you want to see that SKU on a person or in use, or if it's furniture, you know, in a setting. Having those product images for every SKU will make your catalog ads work a lot better and give you so much more possibilities of like what you can do with tools like Marpipe, right? So that's a big one. And a really quick shout out to Suna, which is a company that can help brands like who might not have the like best product
Suna
images.
Studios, right?
Yeah, Suna. Yeah. They're really effective at just like shooting product images in different contexts. And whenever we get like catalog images that like come from Suna, like
you just know it's gonna work.
This is gonna be good. Yeah. They got the juice. Yeah.
Totally.
So so product images are important. Yeah.
Sweet. That's is that 3 or 4?
That's 3.
Okay.
Okay. 4. Running sales using catalog ads. This is almost always the top performing ad that we will like see overall, right? So a lot of people don't realize like, how do I run sales with DPA? at a basic level, like you could just change the copy and you could slap on some meta frames maybe if you want. Meta frames are really restrictive and have some bugs.
Meta frames are like the some of those add-ons when you're building out the ad. You can say like, put this in this bottom left corner or enable this in the top left corner.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So sometimes you could like slap on like a border onto your catalog ads. And they're kind of like these preset designs.
They call that the poor man's Marpipe, right? We have Marpipe at home.
Yeah, that's. I don't want Marpipe at home. Yeah, that's you could slap on a board. There's like some presets. They're free to try, but they're restrictive. They could work. It's worth testing, especially if you're like just starting out. And
maybe it's like brand. You just test it out, see if it works.
Yeah, but they're notorious for like cutting off your product images. So like if you slap a frame on and like the product image is like centered and blown up in the middle, right? Like the frame could cut off a portion of your product image, or like that's a substantial chunk of it, right? Yeah. Potentially. So you can run into some problems there, or you could invest in a tool that could help you with that. So running sales is crazy.
Does that automatically happen? Do you have to upload a new feed? Does that mean a new collection has to get uploaded? Or does Facebook read that you're running a promo?
No, you have to do stuff. So like you can have in your feed the original price and then the sale price. That'll usually be like feed fields that are in your feed.
Okay.
And if you're just running a sale, like your DPA is going to be the same. If you're just running regular like raw DPA, based. It's not going to know, right, that you're running a sale. So you need to like either publish a design to your DPA that applies to those like specific categories. Like for example, if you're running a 30% off sale on men's shoes that ends in 3 days, you can create a dynamic design that will show the original price / through new price of 30% off. You could say 30% off in the creative. And then, you can say like, this sale only has like 3 days left in the creative, and then it's dynamic from there.
It'll go 2 days left, 1 day left.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so essentially, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I remember, when you put a DPA ad live, it's like one ad unit or one ad in Ads Manager that then produces all the different variations. Yeah. Right. So when you do this, is it like, oh, I'm about to launch a sale for 3 days. Now I'm going to be stuck in the learning phase?
No. And this spills into like the last and final thing, which is really important. So, okay. Haha, I love this. Okay. DPA could be so fun. Yeah. When you know how to like just run it. So this is like surprising to people who just launched DPA for the first time. It's one ad, but if your catalog is like the ad unit. And if the catalog has like 1,000 products in it, that's actually like 1,000 ads in one, right? It's just auto matching. It looks like one ad in your ad account at the ad level, but it's actually running like 1,000 possible. It's serving 1,000 possible creatives, like one for every SKU, right?
Yeah, totally.
It's this like automated ad unit rather than just like an image or video. And one thing that people will do that is like such a mistake is they'll upload new source feeds to like Meta, right? Like in Commerce Manager, you upload a source feed that is like your original, your catalog, right? So whenever you run an ad from that source feed, learnings accumulate at that feed level.
Interesting. It's like a pixel.
It's like a pixel
at that level
in terms of its learnings.
Right.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay. A lot of people don't know that, right? So they'll like launch a new catalog that like maybe will only have the men's stuff that's on sale, right?
But that has to be learned from scratch.
Yes. Now you have to retrain a new catalog.
Interesting.
Okay. And that will just like, it'll never work anytime.
So when you're saying you run a sale, you don't necessarily change the catalog. You just add that sale price in the inputs of the existing catalog, or how does that work?
In the catalog, there's this section called the supplementary feed section, right? Okay. Where you can put a new catalog link.
And this is where, in Commerce Manager?
This is in Commerce Manager. And you can enter another catalog link to supplementary feed that will override the original feed creative, but it won't erase the learnings. It'll keep the learnings.
Got it.
So effectively, what you're actually doing is like skipping the learning phase.
Yeah, it's almost like taking a YouTube video and just replacing it versus uploading a fresh video.
Exactly.
You keep the views, you keep the comments,
You keep the views,
keep
you
everything.
Yes.
You just replace the
Right.
content.
Which is like not something you can do with any other ad type and is
Right.
really powerful. And a lot of people don't realize and take advantage of.
Yeah, that's so true. In Facebook, even if you change one thing, everything gets reset to 0.
Yes. Not with supplementary feeds.
Right.
Right. You just like keep rolling. Skip
Yeah.
the
With
learning phase.
with catalog ads, do you ever see catalog ads get a ton of comments? They can't, right? Because they're so individualized.
It depends on like how big the catalog is and
Yeah.
how long it's been running. They can get comments. Like a lot of the placements they're served in isn't conducive to commenting,
Right,
so it'll be
yeah.
like in a story or something,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's more rare. Like it's not really a super comment heavy ad type usually, which
Yeah.
actually is like less work for marketers.
No, totally. What about like where are the placements catalogs tend to get served most?
In feed. Also one thing about meta frames that people, the Facebook frames
Mm-hmm.
that people don't realize is it only serves in Facebook feeds. It doesn't apply to Instagram.
Oh, interesting. So the enhancements that you put in the ads manager for meta frames are only applied when you're in the Facebook app.
Meta frames only on the Facebook app.
Got it.
That's right. But if you use a tool like Marpipe anywhere, right? But
And that's because you're not really editing it on the platform level. You're
Yeah.
like feeding the source feed.
exactly.
It already thinks that's the final creative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And so they serve across any placement where you would normally be able to like run image ads,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it serves across all placements and it'll like auto optimize
Right.
for placement usually too. So don't make new feeds. Don't upload like new source feeds.
Yeah.
Continue to keep the same one and like season it, train it. When you lean into that strategy, it sounds like so simple. It's like almost like the less you do is more with catalog ads,
Right.
Which is sort of like some marketers love that. Some get anxiety about it because like we're so used to like
Changing everything all the time. Optimizing.
We need unlimited UGC. Like
Yeah.
we need to test like 15 UGCs every week, right?
Yeah.
And they build this like big expensive machine of like always getting new stuff and testing it. And like catalog ads is like way chill. Like
Yeah.
like
I got 2 questions. One is what kind of copy works best? So like I remember at Hint when I was writing catalog ad, I remember in the headline I was like, oh, I can actually use the flavor name here, or I can use this number here.
Yes.
So I'm curious what copy you see works best. And 2 is like, so now we're about to head into Q4. Do people make catalog creative that's specific to Christmas and catalog creative specific to like, do they change the creative pretty often, or is it kind of like set it and maybe change it once or twice, but mostly forget it?
For brands who lean into like who do sales, who run sales, and who are kind of like sale heavy, you want to be using the seasonal discount copy. So like Labor Day is coming up right now. We know a lot of brands are already cooking up their Labor Day templates, right? And they're going to run that for however long their labor sale goes. And it's going to be specific to Labor Day. Here's the discounts on those products. And whenever someone gets served a product image of something that the Labor Day sale applies to, they'll just like see it, that template on it with that new price and the like Labor Day theme that they've applied to that, right? So in terms of copy, like using the price dynamic text fields and the like product names, and then also any sort of like value props that differentiate your brand. Like if you have like a 4-year warranty on your products, or if you have free shipping, really like anything you would do in your image ads, right? You want to have in there. For brands who like don't really run sales, who aren't sale heavy, we see that like for more evergreen templates, multi-image typically works really well. Like we work with apparel brands that don't discount, like luxury brands. And for them, like lifestyle images. So like having just the product SKU image, but then maybe several of it, and then like a model wearing it or in a lifestyle context, that works really well. Also like at a minimum, if you're serving catalog ad impressions and your branding isn't in there, like you're just losing brand lift.
Totally.
Like you're paying for it. It's like it's free.
You're paying anyways.
It's paying anyways. So get it. Pick it up off the ground.
Yeah, it's funny. I have this concept I call performance branding, which is building brand equity off the back of your working performance dollars. Yeah. And this is exactly that. Like you have the easy opportunity to just add your brand and make it stand out, or make it like pop a little bit.
Right. Exactly. There's 2 things I think people should be a little wary of. Just kind of heed with caution. These reflect investments Meta is making in catalog ads right now, right? So Meta just recently rolled out 2 things. Other platforms will be following soon with similar versions. Meta's like typically the leader on this stuff.
Yep.
So the Advantage Plus creative enhancements, this is a sneaky one. Sometimes when you make a new catalog ad, this will automatically be toggled on and you won't notice it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even with standard ads.
Yeah.
A lot of times they just keep it on.
Okay. Oh, you see, I deal so much with DPA, I didn't even know. So we don't run a lot of standard ads here. So
we're not a standard company.
Yeah. So it'll be toggled on by default, and then it'll do like you pretty much surrender creative control over what your stuff looks like, because like AI starts getting involved and replacing like the backgrounds and doing wonky stuff.
Adding songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the customers will like send us like images of their DPA and be like, it's like we've lost control. Like, what is this? What's going on?
That's where a lot of those cutoff images are too.
Yeah. I think the idea is well intentioned, but in practice, we get customers like sending us notes, being very concerned about it, and they're like, "Can you fix this?" And we're like, "Just go to the ad level and toggle off."
Yeah.
The thing, the creative enhancement that's like auto checked on. The other thing is product level video. So video catalog ads are a new thing that is only here as of this year. This actually just rolled out. I think to everyone it rolled out in February. It's brand new. It's a brand new capability. Mm-hmm. You know how like sometimes on a product page you'll see like the like images, and then you'll have a video.
Yeah.
In the product page, like next to the product images that like shows you maybe the product was rotating or something like that.
Yeah, against a bright background.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have a video for every SKU in your product feed, you can now run those videos as DPA.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
Yeah. Video DPA. New thing. It was always a static format.
Right.
Okay. Here's the problem. Even though it's available to all brands now, very few people have a video for every SKU. Mm-hmm. And so if you don't have a video for every SKU, you can't take advantage of this format.
Right.
Actually, one of the things we're releasing this month is we will turn your product catalog into we'll create a video for every SKU in your product catalog automatically.
That's huge. I was literally, as you were talking, I'm thinking like, okay, but you would have to get an animator who could take a product render or like a static image and try to spruce it up.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're doing.
And then, but if you had imagine for brands who have like lots of SKUs, you'd have to make like 1,000 videos.
Thousands of those, yeah.
What? We just do that automatically. We've actually been beta testing it with a bunch of brands, actually with Ben's brand, Letico.
Yeah.
Dude, we've been testing like the slideshow format crushes the most.
Really?
Yeah, it works really well. Like if you just take all the product images and automatically make a slideshow out of them and then put those into a feed and upload that and run that as the video DPA, great performance. It's awesome.
My first thought as you were saying that was phone cases. Imagine phone cases. Like I feel like phone case product videos are crazy.
Yeah.
And if you could do that, I mean, doing that at scale, wow.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah. I mean, one, it says like, look at how much the platforms are investing into DPA capabilities. Building DPA is no small lift for a platform like Meta.
Right.
Why are they doing that? They're moving everyone into shops. They're building out Creative Plus like enhancements that specifically will apply to feeds and allow you to do more stuff there, right? So if you're a brand advertiser that spends a lot on like social platforms, Meta is not the only one doing this, by the way. Everyone else is following suit. TikTok is investing a lot into their DPA platform. Obviously we know Snap is going really hard on this. As far as platforms, I would say like in terms of ranking, which is best for DPA, I'd say like Meta's at the top. They're like all innovating the hardest. Then there's like Snap and Pinterest, one bar below. And then below that, in terms of effectiveness of catalog ads, I'd say like Reddit, TikTok, Twitter, and programmatic. But all of these platforms I mentioned are investing so much into the DPA capabilities now. If you just look at the trend line, how much was DPA spent on 2 years ago? How much is spent now? How much will be spent in 2 years when Meta shops are accounting for much more conversions than they are now? And there's much more signal data on what specific SKUs people want.
Right.
I think it just like points to a larger trend, and the more that brands get involved and get like their hands on, roll up their sleeves and get dirty with DPA, the better they'll be in the future when this becomes like more of a ubiquitous format than it is now.
Totally. Amazing. Anything else?
Dude, I feel like I just did all. I just monologued.
Word vomit
hard.
of DPA.
I just had a lot to say.
No, that's amazing. I'll also, if anybody wants, they can go to nick.co/DPA and you can see the newsletter. We did a newsletter where I just talked all about DPAs so people can read that. And then if you go to nick.co/enriched, then I'll link people to the catalog library, the Enriched Catalogs library.
Amazing.
And if people want to use Marpipe, they just go to marpipe.com.
Marpipe.com. You can talk to an expert. If you have any questions on setting up anything, like, we're here. We'll chat with you. Oh, that's all we do all day, every day.
Yeah.
So we are DPA experts. If you need any help with anything, you can hit me up directly. You could just message me on Twitter or email me, dan@marpipe.com. One cool thing that we have is, like, a lot of people are like, Marpipe is too expensive. And we are rolling out right now a startup plan for brands who spend less than $25K a month in ad spend. Is going to be pretty cheap, $399 a month. I don't know if that's pretty cheap, but it's much cheaper than our enterprise pricing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll also give you a +1 to the just talk about DPAs, just because anytime I have a friend who texts me saying, our DPA broke, our feed broke, I don't know what to do, our catalog ads are, I just intro you over text and everything gets taken care of. So
Of like the technician.
yeah, even if they're not Marpipe clients, you just fix it, which is awesome. Cool. Well, that's all for this week, and we'll be back next week with another episode.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back next time to cut through the noise on CPG, retail, and e-commerce. If you enjoyed this episode, why not share it with a friend? And be sure to subscribe wherever you listen so you don't miss the next one.